If you're watching this video, you're probably considering spending some time in Southeast Asia, and you're probably wondering which countries offer the best combinations of affordability, quality of life, and convenience.
That's exactly what we're going to explore in this video.
We'll share our experiences and thoughts of who would suit each place, and the very last one that we'll share is actually the cheapest and probably the most underrated of all. So you don't want to miss that. Let's go. We're TJ and B Traveling, and we're digital nomads that have traveled through Southeast Asia, and we're excited today because we are going to share the countries that have given us the greatest quality of life and are perfect for anyone who wants to live their best life without spending too much. So without further ado, let's dive in.
Our first destination is Phuket in Thailand. A lot of people think that Phuket is an expensive location because it's very touristic. However, over the past 2 years, we lived there twice, and I can assure you that it's not expensive as people often tell you online. If you want to fully enjoy it, the best times to go to Phuket is between November and February, when it's not too hot or not too rainy.
However, it must be said that those are the times that will be more expensive. So if you really want to stay for the long term on a budget, then maybe going in the off season is for you.
Both times we've been there was between February and June, and that was actually a good time for us as well. It had a little bit of raining, but it wasn't nothing that really bothered us.
There was plenty of rain in the off season, but the fact that the prices were significantly cheaper probably made up for it. The rain wasn't terrible, it wasn't unlivable, and actually we're a bit more at peace compared to when we went during the high season.
We love Phuket because it has a very laid-back lifestyle and so much to do.
Also, we cannot forget to mention that Phuket is also an amazing hub for martial arts practitioners. So us being jiu-jitsu players, fighters, whatever you want to call it, jiu-jitsu globetrotters, this was a massive plus for us. And if you're into sports, fitness, or any sort of healthy lifestyle, Phuket is definitely a place that caters really well to that.
Rent in Phuket can be affordable and practical. For as low as 300 USD, you can find guest house, hotel rooms, hostels, and shower hubs. And starting from 500 USD, you can also find flats, small apartments, and etc. And if you book ahead and in a long-term period of 1 to 3 months, you can often get good discounts and negotiate better rates.
And if you book for longer, say 6 months to a year or plus, then the prices drop even more dramatically, making this place even more affordable to live. Food in Thailand in general, and Phuket is no exception, is incredibly affordable, with local places offering dishes from as little as like $2 US. These meals are not only super fresh, but also really tasty, and for the most part, kind of, if you want to choose that way, healthy as well. In Phuket in particular, you're also going to find more like westernized places such as coffee shops, pizza places, other sort of stuff. Even those tend to not be quite as cheap as the local places, but overall the whole place is incredibly affordable and delicious. We have found that in general, in Phuket in particular, there isn't too much of a cook at home culture. So when we talk about the apartments and stuff, the kitchens there aren't exceptionally grandiose. There's nowhere really to cook, so you're going to find yourself probably eating out a lot more, but at these rates of affordability, it probably is a trade-off that most people are willing to make.
You're also going to find many vegan-friendly restaurants and a lot of meal catering around there, especially around the area of Finistry, because there is the hub for people seeking healthy lifestyle and training. So in that area, you're gonna find many places that are gonna serve you in this way. We used to do meal catering. You used to pay $4 to $5 for each plate, and we think it's quite affordable. And honestly, it was very delicious, healthy, and for us, what mattered the most, we're vegan. So
and it was convenient. That was actually, I thought you were going to say that's what mattered the most, because they would deliver it to wherever we were. They were always on hand over WhatsApp. So the meal delivery worked really well. In fact, taking out the choices ahead of time as well, not having to spend like an hour scrolling through Grab to find what you wanted to eat, ordering the meals ahead of time. I think that also helped us out as well. As far as the practicalities go of living as a digital nomad in Phuket, the internet is usually really reliable, and if you're looking for a sort of modern, chill, beautiful place, Phuket could absolutely be that for you. It has co-working spaces, coffee shops, and you'll find a good balance of work and lifestyle. If you want to be around people to push your work, you can find that. If you want to get away from work and just spend your time on the beaches or in the gyms, getting the best out of each day, you can do that too.
We also think Phuket has a lot to offer as entertainment goes. You can find malls, cinemas, beaches, water parks, night markets. We honestly have so much to do here, so I don't think you're gonna miss anything in entertainment wise.
You can live here easily from as little as 1,000 to 1,500 US dollars per month, really enjoying life. That cost can then go up, but what you're trading off there is like more luxury, more convenience. And again, that's how life is, right? So it can be a little bit more, but if you're really looking for a budget, that's what we would suggest.
The only downside we find it now in Phuket is everybody wants to be there because it's such a beautiful place and it's getting busier and busier. And with that, prices are starting to increase year by year.
If it suits your lifestyle, we would definitely recommend it.
Now, if you're looking for a more modern and big city, I think you should consider Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur is super clean, organized, beautiful, and has a very good quality of life.
What we loved about Kuala Lumpur was just how easy it was to get about. The city seems to be super well organized and also green, which brings a big city feeling with high buildings, but also amazing parks, lots of trees. Kuala Lumpur really is a charm.
The best time to visit Kuala Lumpur is between December and January, and then again June to August, when it's not too hot or not too rainy.
Just be careful of the rainy season. Again, similar to Phuket in that like it might be a little bit more affordable. It might be a tiny bit more inconvenient, but it's not going to dramatically impact your life.
You can easily find good apartments from less than 400 USD per month. It can be cheaper if you're looking for shared apartments or a place a little bit out of the city.
Our apartment for us cost us 800, and we had people commenting on that video that was ridiculously expensive. Had other people commenting about how cheap it was. We booked it last minute and it was slap bang in the KL city center. Like we could literally see the Petronas Towers from our apartment.
And also we could walk everywhere. That was a very good area for us, and like it can be cheaper, it can be expensive. For us was great.
Also, what you'll find is a lot of these apartments now have their own luxury gyms, amazing pools. We've had a couple friends that have recently gone to Kuala Lumpur and they spend basically every day in their pool because they love it so much. So yeah, that's the sort of thing that you're going to get when you're staying in these high-end Kuala Lumpur apartments that are incredibly affordable.
Food in Kuala Lumpur is really a gem. Because the country is so diverse, you'll find the best of all. From Chinese to Malay to Indian cuisine, you will enjoy yourself there. Pretty sure you're gonna find something that you like.
If you like Asian food, you'll like eating in Kuala Lumpur. You can also find very good vegan and healthy restaurants, and then there are also some more westernized ones too, like Lagula, which has already featured a fair bit on this channel. But we also used to do meal catering there, and that was less than $5 US per plate. And you can also find, if you want to eat out, really cheap local food from anywhere between $3 to $5. Also with the delivery being very common practice out there with Grab drivers on their bikes all the time. Also, if you like to eat at home, the food markets there are incredible. The supermarkets are also incredibly cheap. And there are more accessible kitchens than what we found when we were in Phuket.
They have a very good high-speed internet, which makes it very easy and convenient if you're going there to work. With so many coffee shops around the city, it's a nice place to be as a digital nomad. I think we never had any problem with with internet or working anywhere.
In our opinion, Kuala Lumpur is a very enjoyable place to live with countless malls. You can find anything that you want to buy as far as like modern conveniences go.
Just take care because we got in this trap because they have so many malls. We end up spending too much.
Yeah, that's true. So remember, if you're trying to save there, you don't necessarily have to spend loads in the malls.
Just avoid it.
Or you're saving money in your like normal day-to-day living that you can then splurge on clothes and stuff from the high-end malls. You can also go to the more affordable places buying clothes. Kuala Lumpur really is a great place that we really enjoyed living in. It's also probably important to mention that most people in Kuala Lumpur will speak English, which helps a lot to get around. And you could easily live here from anywhere between $1,200 to $1,500 US per month. Once again, depending on how much you spend at the mall. The downside for many digital nomads could be that it is a big city. If you're looking to go to Southeast Asia, it might be for a more tranquil, smaller town, slower pace of life experience, whereas Kuala Lumpur is not that. It's a big city. It has a little bit of a faster pace, a hustle bustle culture, and so for some people that might be too much.
Bali is one of the most affordable places to live as a digital nomad. It's a perfect hub for it. The best time to visit Bali is between April and October, which is the dry season.
We really enjoyed living in Bali because we found ourselves to be super productive whilst also sort of taking the most enjoyment from our time off as well. I wasn't sure if it was going to be too cliched, but we really did take advantage of everything. We had a very enjoyable and balanced life there.
Housing in Bali can be ridiculously affordable. You can get monthly tiny houses, rooms, and co-living spaces for as little as 300 USD per month. When you were there, we paid only 600 USD per month for accommodation, which was a co-living kind of thing, where we could also have access to the co-working space, and we also could work in their cafes because they have like a cafe in the house, so we could also use the cafe to work. I think that was a very good deal.
Definitely helped us be more productive with our time and basically enjoy ourselves, right? It also came with housekeeping twice a week as well. So really our time, because of this situation, was like maximized, not having to take care of day-to-day housekeeping stuff. But we did book it less than a month ahead of time, I think. So again, if you book it a little bit earlier ahead of time, you're going to have more options available to you. Also through the, Airbnbs and whatnot. If that's something that you really want to make sure that you're saving money, that's what we would suggest to do, just not what we did.
We have a video showing our whole co-living and co-working space. If you want to check it out, we're going to put the link in the description below in the iBook.
In Bali, you are going to find a rather active, health-minded, entrepreneurial type of community. People seeking work, people seeking training. All types of gyms and recreational activities are available to you here. Maybe you just want to chill out on the beach. Maybe you want to do some surfing. Maybe you just want a really slow pace of life. There is something for everyone really in Bali.
What makes a lot of people go to Bali is this network going on, because there are so many people that are working online, has so much work and retreats and this kind of thing going on. So if it's something that interests you, I think Bali is a great place to go.
If you're going, you will really enjoy it here, even as a solo traveler if you want to make friends, or if you're a couple who want to stay a little bit more insular, the experiences that you can have here are amazing. The food in Bali was phenomenal and delicious. A little bit more westernized, but also probably a good deal cheaper. Meals costing from $1 to $2, and you will find like amazing food for that price.
I think from all of this place that we're talking about now, Bali is the one that offers more westernized food for the cheapest price.
We really did enjoy eating in Bali. Local places, westernized foods, meal catering that we also did again in Bali. You will find anything that suits your taste. They also have like real high-end cafes and restaurants if you like a sort of fine dining experience as well. You can also find that in and around Canggu or Ubud as well. And Uluwatu.
Also, Indonesia is very famous for its coffee, so if you like coffee, come to Bali.
For our meal catering, we spent like $3 to $4 US per meal. Again, really reliable. Also delivered our meals to the gym. Also were easily accessible on WhatsApp. Did some fully vegan options as well.
Bali has everything that you think you're gonna need. From salons to malls, you will find anything here. In Bali, you can also have an amazing and luxurious lifestyle, paying very little for it. We think you could easily live in Bali for 800 to 1,500 US dollars per month. Like, it also depends on your lifestyle, but I think this is a like.
If you really wanted to
Realistically,
save and you did it properly, you could easily spend as little as that. Again, if you want to live a little bit more luxurious, those prices can go up, but it is absolutely worth your money to do so. We really did enjoy our time in Bali. The only downside is that Bali is a little bit chaotic when it comes to the roads. So getting about with the traffic at the wrong times can be like horrendous.
And also walking around there, it's not very easy and convenient.
We like to go running quite a lot, but we found that in Bali, it was just basically impossible unless we would have to scooter to a place to then go run. And again, at that time, you wouldn't be dealing with the traffic, but it is really inconvenient. And that's just because Bali in general is still rapidly growing and it is not prepared for the growth that it is experiencing. So you'll find that it's not quite as clean as the other places that we've already mentioned, just because of the way the island is planned. It's just something that you've got to deal with. And again, it's you feel kind of torn in making these type of videos, because it is a great place to go visit, but the more people that want to go visit, like, compounds on these problems.
Even if the downside, we definitely want to go back.
And that's something that eventually will be figured out.
Last but not least, the most affordable place on our list is
Da Nang, Vietnam.
Da Nang is beautiful, clean, full of life, and has great people. The best time to visit Da Nang is between February to May, when you will find sunny skies and low humidity levels.
Although because it is further south, it stays pretty warm year round. You might want to avoid the winter if you just want to spend time on the beach, but really it stays warm all year round. We really did love our lifestyle in Da Nang. It's a beautiful city with beautiful beaches, a little bit of a hustle and bustle of a city, but not a huge city, whilst also being a really cool, chill beach town.
Housing in Da Nang, it's very cheap. You can find hotel rooms, hostels, and similar accommodations for only $300 per month, which I think is very affordable. And especially if you book ahead of time, you can even find more options. Again, when you were there, we didn't book ahead of time. We booked it like 3 weeks before. So we ended up paying $500. Actually, it was a very good and spacious apartment, very good location, but we could find cheaper if we booked it early.
Da Nang could potentially be similar to Kuala Lumpur, where you've got a lot more of these sort of luxurious high-rise buildings as well. And if you want access to those types of things for even more affordable probably than Kuala Lumpur itself, Da Nang is the place to go.
What impressed us the most was definitely the food. The Vietnamese food is incredible, fresh, tasty, and ridiculously affordable. I think I've never been anywhere ever that the food was this affordable.
And tasty.
And
like the
tasty.
food was great. I don't think
Yeah.
we ever had one meal where we were like, oh, that wasn't worth it. Even when we cooked at home. Even like we had the food that we bought at home.
When you've been to the Vietnam for the first time, you wasn't sure as much how the food would be, but honestly, I think it's now in our top 5 best food in
top
the world.
3
Top
easily.
3.
Yeah, for sure.
In local place, we're gonna pay around $1 to $3 per meal, and it's a huge meal. And if you wanna go to more westernized place, we'll pay around $3 to $4 which I also think is ridiculously cheap.
You're not going to find as many westernized places as you will do in the other places that we've mentioned, but because more people are going there, they are starting to open up, particularly catering for like vegan people like us, or people that want to do some sort of co-working or work in a coffee shop as well. So the more westernized places are basically just the westernized coffee shops as opposed to like big fancy restaurants. Everywhere we ate out seemed to be phenomenal. We used to also eat in the coffee shops where the internet was really reliable. It was really good to work, but also get like a brunch, have a coffee, sit down, get a few hours of work, as we have done in all of these places, but probably was the most convenient or enjoyable and affordable when we did it in Da Nang.
In overall, Da Nang is an amazing, beautiful, and affordable place to live. There are plenty of things to do all over the city and surroundings. You could easily live there on a $600 to $1,000 per month, and really this is really realistic because the food there is so cheap, the apartments are so cheap. So this is like, we're not trying to to just mind up a number. This is really true. Honestly, it's just like enjoying life, eating well, and having fun. I think Da Nang is a very good place for it.
The downside potentially of Da Nang is just going to be that there aren't as many sort of modern conveniences as you're going to find in the rest of these options, simply because it is not as popular a digital nomad destination right now. There are still lots of things to do. There are lots of places to go and admire. Maybe actually, just thinking about it, another downside might be the traffic for you, because the roads are kind of hectic, but I found that it was actually easy to get used to. It looks hectic from the outside, but is fairly easy to drive. Again, I just think the biggest downside was the lack of sort of modern conveniences, like even like modern gyms, those sorts of things just weren't in Da Nang. If you're going there and you're going to go live like a simpler life where you're just, working and enjoying yourself, you don't really need these things anyway. These things might even be a distraction. You don't need them to live a great life, especially if you're in Da Nang.
So have you been to any of those places, or there is somewhere that we missed and it should go?
Or are you just more excited to visit one of these places, or have we refined your choices to maybe one option? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We love interacting with people in the comments. And if you've made it all the way to the end of this video and you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button. Please do so because it massively helps us out. We really do hope it was useful for you. We created it just because we wanted something like this before we visited Southeast Asia. So hopefully now you've got a better idea. And if you wish to follow us along on the rest of our journey around the world as digital nomads, hit subscribe.
Thank you so much for watching it, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.